So you're a Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist, Luke. How does that hit you when you hear that?
It's cool. It's been fun kind of going along the process and seeing, how it gets whittled down, who's on that final list. And, you know, you go to NFL honors a couple of times, the week of the Super Bowl, and, the last thing they do that night is bring the guys out. The 2022 Hall of Fame class. Last year is a 2023 Hall of Fame class, or 20, whatever it was.
Yes.
And I got to see Julius Peppers walk out, and you don't know until they call the name. And it's just cool to see those guys up there. And, obviously you're down to the final 15. You just think maybe your name gets called. But when you think about it, I was in grade school. I went up to Canton with one of my grade school buddies, and we went through the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and you start looking at, all the names of guys that, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, and you start walking through there, and then you see all these guys, and then you grow up watching football. And for me, Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher and Derek Brooks and those guys all get in. I got to play against Urlacher, which was like a dream come true. I got to say hi to him on the field after the game. And these guys that you spend so much time watching and trying to be like, and you watch Urlacher pick balls off down the middle of the field, and you think, maybe one day I can play in the NFL like Urlacher. And, to kind of have it come full circle and have the opportunity is it's super cool. I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't a really neat honor just to be mentioned on the list.
When you see a photograph like this, what do you think? You coming out of the mist, 59.
Like, man, I wish I could trade places with that guy.
Why?
Because that is so fun. Playing football is so fun. Playing in Carolina at Bank of America with the guys that we had on our roster with Coach Rivera, it's the best job in the world. You show up, it's all your boys. You go to meetings, you wear sweats, you have meetings, you mess around, you go out to practice, you have practice, you come inside, you're with your guys all the time. You go travel to a game, you have dinner, you have snacks. On the airplane home, I'd get an ice cream bar and go sit up with Greg and Derek Anderson and JJ and watch the game. And then it's so fun, and get to compete and do something that I've wanted to do since I was a little kid is a special thing. So I would trade spots with that guy running out of the tunnel tomorrow if I could.
Well, just to, again, let you know, because it's your first time being a finalist, Luke, that, folks who are in the audience don't know who's being announced for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but the Hall of Famers find out about a week to 10 days beforehand when the voting takes place, and somebody rings your doorbell. And I would have my head on a swivel if I were you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I know that, and I know it's nerve-wracking. I've spoken to so many folks who are in your position who are deserving of it and get that, and then the doorbell doesn't ring now. It might ring next year. It might ring the year after that. And it's exciting, exhilarating, frustrating, nerve-wracking, all of it. But it is just as great a moment as possible. And the fact that you are in this mix right now is so well-deserved. It really is, dude.
I appreciate it. I'll probably have some neighborhood kid at the end of January is going to come ring my doorbell. I'm going to get all excited.
Well, at least it's not like it used to be, Luke, where you'd be sitting in a hotel room with your family members. And one year, like, I don't want to say who, told me they're sitting in their hotel room with their family members, and housekeeping knocked on the door.
Oh, my God.
And it's like, no, I don't want turned down service. I want a Hall of Fame service. You know what I mean? Like, so at least you're in your own home and you don't know if it's going to happen or not. You know what I mean?
Well,
you go about your life.
Yeah, it's funny. You get the call for the draft and you never know if somebody's calling you and making a prank call, and then some of these guys get to the end of their career and they get the knock on the door and they wonder if it's the Amazon guy or if it's the Hall of Fame coming. So,
Luke, I hope it is the latter for you now, and if not, it'll happen. And I appreciate. I'd love to keep doing this and pick your thoughts on what's going on in the NFL. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime. That's Luke Kuechly, Pro Football Hall of Fame finalist, one of the best to ever lace him up, right here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.